All right, Dowie here. Eat, sleep, box, and repeat. Delighted to be joined by Brandon Scott. Brandon, let's just kick it off with a typical how are you? How are things, mate? The last time I saw you was actually after your first fight. I missed your second fight. So, how have you been? And then we'll talk about the second fight. How are things?
Well, like you just said, the last time you interviewed me was after my first fight, and I don't know if you remember, but I had an entire box of party rings, which I cleared in about 3 minutes. And I'm now currently starting camp for my third fight, so there's no more party rings for me, so I was definitely better the last time you interviewed me, but I'm pretty good, Dowie, thank you very much.
So, like we said there, first time I interviewed you was after your debut fight. Most people will remember it for a pretty dominant win, and most people, or other people, will remember it for a bit of a crazy ring walk. For those that didn't see it, what happened in your second fight? How was the ring walk? How was the atmosphere? How was the performance? What did I miss?
Well, I'm a big believer in you always have to keep improving, whether that's down to a performance or the show you put on. So we'll start with the ring walk. For my first fight, I walked out in a Darth Vader costume, right? People think, what's he doing, the idiot? For the second fight, they said, can he get any sillier? Oh, yes, I can. So from the money I made from my first fight, I bought a £350 replica lightsaber. So I was looking at it in my room. I thought, could I walk out with that? So I looked up the rules and couldn't see anything against walking out with a lightsaber. So my second pro fight, I walked out as Darth Vader with a lightsaber. And believe me when I say this next fight I've got coming up, I'm going to top it again. And for the fight, the first fight, like I stick by what I said. I didn't do anything bad, but there was definitely things I could have done better. And the second fight, I working on the things I could have done better in camp for the second fight. And I'm not being cocky. I'm just speaking the truth by saying this. You could see how much I'd improved from the first fight by putting my numbers together, working on combinations, and it did. So the third fight again, I've got something else I can work on. So I'm just going to keep improving.
All the shenanigans aside and the funny ring walks and the stuff that people are getting to know you for, the first fight you were probably, might be fair to say, you were sort of not overcome with that adrenaline, but you were certainly pushed by that. In the second fight, was there more calm? Was it a bit more measured, a bit more, I know what I'm doing here, I know what the game plan is?
There was, like, I'm an adrenaline-filled person anyway. I'll be the same if you see me drunk after a fight or just sitting down. I was about to say reading a book. You'll never catch me reading a book. Sitting down on my phone. But I was a lot calmer going into my second fight. But I boxed this journeyman called Luke Fash, and he doesn't get stopped. He never gets stopped, and he's boxed at lightweight. So I just thought to myself, right, you're up against it, you're in getting a stoppage. But I thought, that confidence side to me. He's like, no, you can do this. So I was boxing him in the first round, and I dropped him in the first round. I could see him, I overwhelmed him. I was like, bang. So now I was walking back to the neutral corner, and I could remember myself thinking, right now, Brand, stay calm. This is an everyday normal Saturday to you. Dropped in. That's no big deal. And I stood in the neutral corner, and there it was, the adrenaline. I look at the crowd. That's what I'm talking about! Easy! And I'm shouting all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. And I run out, and I'm punching him, and he threw such a big overhand right. It skimmed me. If that hit me there, I'd probably just be waking up from that now. I'm not going to lie. So I'm glad I don't have to learn the hard way with that. So I was a lot calmer, but I did experience what it was like when you drop someone. You need to learn to stay calm. Just breathe, cool. Now you're getting put on your ass again now. But I didn't think like that. But like I said, you take things and you learn.
And of course, these fights at the moment are about learning for you, and it's about things like having that controlled aggression, knowing when to go, knowing when to stay, and stuff like that. We talked a lot before, and we talked a lot off camera about your relationship with Gavin Rees up in Pantside. What were the sort of things that Gavin tries to instill in you between Fight 2 and Fight 3 that's coming up November 5th?
Oh, it was the combinations. Gavin was pleased with my first performance. He told me he was happy with it, but he wasn't shy on what he thought I could have done better. He wasn't shy at all on that. But like you said, it's all well and good having cheerleaders telling you what you're doing well. It is nice, but if someone really wants you to do better, they'll look at the things that you need to improve on. So I went back to the gym with Gavin a couple of days after my fight, and it was straight away, there was no well done on your fight. It was like, right, you didn't throw nowhere near enough punches, you were doing this, you were doing that, and I was like, oh God, here we are again, back in Gavin's gym. But first thing he said, we got to work on combinations, you got to back him up. I think he's seen the video of the guy I fought, and there was no over complicating with tactics. He said, I won't use the exact swear words because this video will get censored. He said, walk him back and beat him up. That was his tactics. So in my last fight, that's what I did. We were working on combinations all the way through camp. We were working on pulling the gloves down. We were working on it all. And the fight came, and that's exactly what I did. But I actually injured my hand in the fight. This is my brain where I could be a little bit smarter. He was doing this a lot, and I was punching him on top of the head. Now me, instead of thinking like a normal person, he's facing down, throw the uppercut. I thought, oh, the top of his head's harder. Let me just punch harder. Yeah, at the end of the first round, like, Gav, my hand's feeling a bit weird here now. And he went, oh, grow up, blah, 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 blah. I said to him after the second round, I said, Gav, my hand's really hurting. It's hurting now. Same thing, oh, grow up, you're hurting him, blah, blah, blah. Going into the third round, I said, Gav, it was like trying to push from my hand. It was like a towel. It had no strength there at all. And he actually shouted at me saying, it's the left hand you're doing the damage with anyway, you stupid something. But that's Gavin's mindset for you. Like, we've already started working on things that I can do better again now. He's always going to find things in you to improve on, always. So I'm going to keep working on things to improve on and keep working on ways to please my crowd.
Well, stick talking about Gavin for a second. I interviewed Gavin a while back, and same day I interviewed you actually up in Pantside, and Gav talked about he used to go places and do things that boxers today aren't prepared to do, and Gav had to do those things to get to world titles and stuff like that. Do you do those things? They don't have to be specific things. I mean, he may have been talking about, Murder Mile that we talked about. He may have been talking about, specific training things, but do you go to those lengths that he's asking of you? Do you go that bit further? What's the reality of your relationship with Gavin there?
Well, obviously, me and Gavin, we're completely different people, even down to the fact that I have hair and he doesn't. We won't get onto that. Gavin and me, we're two different people. But do I push myself 100%? Absolutely. When I think I'm tired, do I push further? Absolutely. So when Gavin tells us to do things, whereas most people might think, oh, why do I have to do that? I'm thinking, that they might think, oh, we can't do that. That's not doable. I'm thinking to myself, he's not going to give me anything that he hasn't done before. He's clearly got a system that works. He's got about 30 belts to show you to prove it, and about God knows how many knockout reels, which he shows us. So I would like to think so. Gavin, don't get me wrong, I got so much respect for Gavin. I'm petrified of the man, but he's making us do things that I know he's done before, so I'm not going to question. If he tells me to do something, I'll do it. Like a puppy almost. You want me to do that? Cool, I'll do that. I'm not going to question you. You clearly, what do I know compared to him? So he tells me to do whatever to do, and I'll do it. So whether that's everything he's done, it's everything he's done. If it's not, it's not. But whatever he tells me to do, I do it without question.
You're in a gym there with a lot of other fighters at various levels. So there's the likes of Mano Lee, there's Jamie Lee, who's just sort of coming through, very new professional like yourself. There's murmurs that Sonny Lee is on the way back. People of various sort of standings in boxing, various experience, amateur, professional, and stuff like that. What's the sort of culture like in the gym? I know there's people in there that are going to be pushing each other on. Is it a fun place to be? Is it a hard place to be? Is it a work environment? What's it feel like being in the gym with those other professionals?
You literally took the words out of my mouth there. If I said to you, it's fun, it's going to sound like we don't work hard. We work hard. We graft our asses off to the limit. If we don't leave there and we can't rinse our t-shirts out, then we clearly haven't pushed ourselves far enough, even in winter. But would I be wrong just saying it's hard because it's fun too? Like I said, I love training up with Gavin's. I feel like I'm just with my friends. We push each other to be better, but we have fun with each other also. There's always new people coming in and out of the gym. But whenever we see someone slacking, we do try to push them. So it's got that perfect blend of hard, but is it fun? Absolutely.
And South Wales is a bit of a hotbed in a lot of ways for boxing. There's fantastic gyms and fantastic trainers. We saw, at the time of filming this, only a few days ago, we saw Gavin Gwynn from St. Borgs, talking rubbish today. St. Joe's with Tony Borgs, and we saw Craig Woodruff, who's got the likes of Richie Garner and people in his corner. And then right across Wales, there's gyms in Cardiff and in Newport and in Barry and in Swansea and Llanelli and all that. What is working out for you? What is, if there's a golden nugget, if there's a special ingredient, what is it that's keeping you ticking over and clearly improving every time?
Well, I love it. I don't want to be one of these people that looks back at their life when they're 40 and think, yeah, I've had a good life, but I wish I could have done that. Or I don't want to be someone who's saying, oh, I could have been a world champion. This may not work out for me. We were speaking off screen. You said there's a good chance this might not work out. I'm fully aware. I'm not deluded. I'm fully aware to the possibility this could not work out. But do I fully believe that it will? 100%. So just the thought of me achieving something and knowing that I'm the best in the world, the feeling that's going to be, I'm going to party hard that night. But it's just, I do love boxing, and I've got a burning feeling in my belly. You've got to try and keep me away from the gym. When I'm injured, I'm not just taking time. I'm saying to Gav, can I come up and just use my left hand? Can you tell me when you're doing the hard runs or the hard sessions? I'll come up. I'm always going to push myself. I don't want to be a quitter. I'm not going to be a quitter. Mark my words, I'm not going to be a quitter.
Moving on slightly then, what stops you from quitting? There's intrinsic and extrinsic rewards, right? So
extrinsic and Spanish, totally. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll help you out. Yeah. Right, so there's intrinsic rewards. There's the whole, you do something because it's what you want to do. Yeah. Then extrinsically, there's whole, you do it for the money, the fame, the glory, and all those other things. What's going to keep you when it gets tough? Because so far it's not easy at all. These are your learning fights. But when it gets tough, when that hand breaks in a fight and that guy does catch you with a big overhand, right? And it really is the trenches. What then keeps you going? Is this a family thing? Is this a trying to prove doubters wrong thing? Is it for the glory of the belts? What keeps you going?
It's me being afraid of regret. I think to myself, whenever I'm in pain, if I've got a sore hand, if I'm tired, if I'm feeling lazy, everyone gets days feeling lazy. I think to myself, you think this isn't nice? Wait till you get the bill for regret. That I am petrified of. So if it means me pushing myself beyond my limits every day, obviously winning a world title, that's everyone's dream. Oh, he's a world champion, a world champion. It doesn't get no bigger than that. That keeps me going in the long run. What keeps me going in the short run is me thinking, I'm young. I know I'm young, and I know there's disadvantages and there's advantages to me being so young, being a professional boxer. But most people would think, oh yeah, it doesn't matter now though, because I'm only young. I don't really need to run. If I missed my run tonight, would it make a difference in the long term of my career? Absolutely not. It wouldn't. But what it would do is it would open my mind to the possibility that you haven't always got to do it. I do my run. If I broke my foot, I'm going on my run. Because the minute I don't do my run, my mind knows you haven't really got to do it though. I'm not giving myself the option to quit. You get on with it.
And world title keeps coming up. We keep talking about world title, and we've joked and we've laughed in interviews and off camera about Vegas and all those things. But every long run, every marathon has its milestones and its mile markers. Your first mile marker was probably becoming a professional. Your next mile marker, probably a Welsh title. Is there thoughts already in the back of your mind, or is it simply just, look, I want to get 18 months under my belt, get as many fights in as I can, learn what I can, or are you starting to think, yeah, do you know what? Welsh title might be up soon.
I was thinking about a Welsh title when I was 12 years old. I live my life day by day. I think, right, you wake up, I don't think about tomorrow, I just focus on my day. But would I be lying to you if I said I don't think about what I want to get over the step and so on? Absolutely. Of course I want to win a Welsh title. Of course I want to win a British title. Of course I want to win a European title. But I could be thinking about fighting a certain person, and that person might quit boxing. So that could just throw my whole game out. So whoever's in my way for my Welsh title, for my British title, for my world title, look at me now. You may not know you're going to fight me yet, but you're getting it, son. You're getting it.
Brandon, you're out next November the 5th, and no doubt the puns and the advertising are going to be that there's going to be fireworks and all that sort of stuff. As a regular punter here looking to buy a ticket, what am I going to expect? What am I going to see that night?
Never mind the shows, never mind fireworks in the garden. You want to see a real show. You want to see real fireworks. There's only one place to be and one person to be there for. You want to be 5th of November, you want to be at the Vale Sports Arena watching Brandon Scott put some poor bastard to sleep. Simple as that. No questions. Bam. Every bone in his face is getting broken. I promise you. I've said in my interviews, you can either expect a classy performance or you can expect a knockout. What have I delivered you so far? A classy performance and a knockout. You might think I'm deluded. You might not like me for saying it, but I keep delivering, like it or not.
Brandon, this is usually the bit where I throw it over to you and ask, have you got anything else to say? But I'm scared that we'll run out of film. But I'll give it to you. Anything else you want to add in there? I mean, we've covered quite a little bit here, really. And we have other videos that people can watch from tonight. But is there anything you want to sort of sum up? Anybody you want to thank? Anything you want to throw on to the tail end here?
Yeah, I speak a lot about myself, which, it's hard because I got just more to mouth almost. But I have got to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's around my team here. I got to thank Jamie McFenton, Andrew Moore, and Timbo at the Tavern. I got to thank them. I got to thank Chris Evans and Geraint Thomas and this in their building company. They're doing amazing. They're helping me out so much. There's Steve Newland's helping me out with his plastering company. Julie Montanari, who does a lot for charity. She's raised over £250,000, I think it is, for charity, and she doesn't take a penny of it. So if the world had more people like Julie, I'd have no doubt the world would be a better place. But I've got so many people. Edward Gal from Scotland, he's like my sugar daddy. He gives me whatever I want whenever I want it. I've never known someone to be so eager for me to spend their money, but I don't take advantage of that. But he's a great help to the team. Can't forget my boy Serg. People like you, Dowie Thomas. This is my house right now. He's came to my house to interview me. Like, it's people like Dowie that people don't appreciate enough. So one day I'm gonna interview Dowie too. It's out there now. I put it in camera. I'm gonna interview Dowie one day. And last but certainly not least, all my fans. Being a professional boxer, you might not realise that without my fans, I'm nothing. I'm not. I need my fans because without my fans, there's no career. So when we're speaking about winning world titles, when we're speaking about winning fights, I'm not looking at it like what I win, I win, and people come to watch me win it. It's what I win, we win together. When I win, we win together. Everyone does it because we're all part of a team. Every single one of us. And I love you all, and I can't thank you enough.
Brandon, very much. I'll cut that bit at the end there. Brandon, thank you very much for your time. Good man.
Peace out.